Charmin Cup rivals from last year. The Leopards look pretty impressive so far today, so it's going to be good to have a little look at them. East Coast Bays, of course, have played some really good footy so far. Had a great game against the Hibiscus Coast on the live stream a couple of games ago. So looking forward to this one. Sun really beaming down here at Stanmore Bay now. If you're just joining us, welcome along. Streaming all day today, right through until the finals at 6:40 p.m. tonight.
Here we go, boys. On the hooter. Here we go.
Referee is Hugo Rasmussen, and that'll be the audio you'll hear during this match.
And away we go. Otahuhu with first use of the ball. Mikaeli takes it to the line, beats one, beats two. He's trouble when he touches the ball, this kid. And where's a shot for his trouble from Pita Tupo?
And the referee saw that, number 3, and he's having a little chat.
Couldn't help himself. Had to have a little shot.
Okay, into the cameras. No, into the car. And we want to thank you, the official sponsor of the Ctas live stream, as the Sportsafe ball powers into the side of his car panel.
I hope you've got good insurance. Back to it. March up towards halfway. Va'afu Swanga into dummy half. Right up to halfway.
Let's tackle 2. Stand now. Hold the thing. Don't go early, boys. Go now.
Yeah, Vigo loves it.
Va'afu Swanga plays at the line, hands it off to the big number 20, Richard Halani. Atanasio Kia. Now straightening up. Otahuhu, 4th tackle. Motu Muavai. Now they go to the line here, the Leopards. They're making good yardage through the middle of the park. 5 metres out from the line now. Last tackle, Va'afu Swanga. Swings the ball out to the left here. There's an opportunity on in the left-hand corner if they can get it there. Mikaeli. Forward pass is going to be called on the lead up. So nice play there from the Leopards. They don't execute on that occasion as the play breaks down, but a good start there for the South Auckland side. East Coast Bays now to get their chance at return serve.
Here come the Barracudas swimming out of their end of the beach.
Nothing like a beach punt on a day like this.
Well, we're at the Hibiscus Coast Raiders, Corey, and there's an odd barracuda swimming around out there. It wants to be swimming deep and diving fast, because the Otahuhu Leopards are certainly making it hard work for them, keeping them down here inside their 30.
Oh, big contact there, and he's met by Setu too. Ethan Nuka involved as well. And a little too much time spent on the ruck there from 2. And they get the penalty.
They'll be looking to peel off some meters here and get upstream, the Barracudas.
And we're continuing with the fish puns, I see.
Oh, you wouldn't want me to scale back.
Jack Allen to get back underway. Takes us up towards halfway. Good contact led there by Nuka.
I'm not finished yet.
And I think someone better turn Troy's microphone off. Up over halfway we go. The Barracudas on the attack. Into good ball territory now. Allen into dummy half. Directing the troops. Goes to Huston on the short. Taken nicely there.
Who's got good structure, they've got great shape here as they're defending now.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a real feature of their game. Mikaeli going back now to cover this one. He's going to have to take him to touch. So that's a really good set there from East Coast Bays. A couple of nice touches from Corey Barnett in the halves as well. And the Barracudas are going to set up shop 5 metres out from the line and get a really good crack here at Otahuhu. Tupo to play the ball. Allen up towards the middle of the field.
Oh.
Allen darts out of dummy half. Allen with a little bit of footwork. He's going to crash over the little fella. Excellent effort there from Jack Allen. Referee points to the spot. And it's all good. Jack Allen opens the scoring here between East Coast Bays and the Otahuhu Leopards. And really, he just caught them napping at dummy half there. Ducked out. We'll have a look on the Sportsafe replay at the work he does here. But you can see it's a fairly quick play of the ball, although it's a crowded mess in there.
Just as there's a little break, I'd like to thank Juanita Woodhouse and the administration team who are officiating at the ARL Sportsafe Nines.
So back underway. Let's go live. Sorry, Troy, to cut you off there.
Oh. There's a little bit of lack of concentration there, and not the ideal thing to be doing in front of your goalposts.
And Troy, just to let you carry on from what you were saying earlier, of course,
Just
a lot
the
of hard
team,
work going on down here with the admin team.
Yeah, Juanita Woodhouse and the admin team are down here, and they're doing lots of good stuff in regards to delivering the tournament, and we want to thank them and the staff, along with all the volunteers, who without the volunteers, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. So back to the game.
So the Barracudas really starting to apply some pressure on the Leopards here now. Allen shifts the ball out, heads out towards the middle of the park. Just short of the line now. Look out for the dart from Allen again. He wants the quick play of the ball, pushing guys frantically out of the way. Now they head out towards the left edge. Barnett, looping ball over the top. It's got to be a mile forward. It is.
That would be a question for administration, Juanita Woodhouse. I would check with your files inside. Back to the action though. Otahu's inside their 20 and they're grinding it out. We're on tackle one. We heard that come through from the audio of the referee. Looking for good, strong carries. That's not a bad effort. Dragging 2-3 up the field.
Liofo involved in the tackle again, battling for the quick play of the ball. Other Leopards, Va'afusuanga.
Great.
Hands off, goes back to the middle of the park to the big boy. Atanasio Kuya.
Just about the halfway mark.
Back door they go, a little runaround play here. Here they come, the little fella's now getting involved. Look out, there's trouble here. Michaeli, if he gets the ball, he's lightning quick. Steps back inside. Taken well by the good covering defence from East Coast Bays, who just do enough and end up putting them in a bit of a precarious spot in the end. But all good and play on. 2 at the bottom of the ruck. Back towards the middle now. Dylan Uati.
Yeah, like the second row. He's big, strong and lanky.
Va'afusuanga with a nice looping ball out the back. Mikaeli stands him up. Good night. In the corner, was the grounding okay? I thought there was a bobble. We wait for confirmation. Referee points to the spot. Let's go back and take a look on our replay there. Of course, we have the bonus of having the replay. The referee doesn't have that on the field. So let's take a look here. It was nice work from Va'afusuanga. Looping ball out there, and from there, Mikaeli stands him up. Goes through in the corner, and indeed, the grounding is correct. Spot on. And that is a try in the corner. And the Leopards hit back.
He's played well both weekends. I mean, I know you were at the pre-season game. He played well there, Corey, and he's having a great tournament today, the winger.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks a real talent. It's just got that natural instinct, doesn't he? When he gets on the ball, he knows how to beat people, and obviously a fairly athletic lad as well. So
got the mean haircut too, just quietly.
you got to have the mean haircut to go with the skills, Troy.
And that's it. You don't see Fords with haircuts like that.
So Otahuhu get us back underway now with a driven kick down the middle of the park. Scooped up by Melrose. Uate involved in the tackle. We're inside the final minute of the half now. The Barracudas going nowhere in a hurry. Good line speed from the Leopards. Ball has spilt loose. Here we go. Leopards all of a sudden have the chance here to strike a killer blow right on the break, and they're going to do it.
He's taking his time as he dots.
So it is Setu 2 who goes over and scores inside the final minute of this half, and that's going to give them the lead at the break. Conversion to come from in front of the posts. 2 is going to back up and attempt the conversion. Taking a moment to get his breath back as the siren goes in the background. So this will be all she wrote for the first half. The kick is good, and the Leopards lead 10 points to 6 over the Barracudas at halftime in the latest of the 2018 Sportsafe ARL Nines games here on Auckland's Hibiscus Coast. Back in a few. School to get that health and safety right, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and we've seen even worse horror stories offshore in South America. A similar incident happened not that long ago, and unfortunately the person was killed during that event. So, you know, here in New Zealand, the recent event you spoke of, the gentleman got a brain bleed, which is obviously pretty severe as it is, but at least he survived the event. And I suppose it's, you know, out of those two events, it's a learning for people that they really need to take their sports maintenance seriously and have a good look at their equipment on a regular basis.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half. We've got the Otahuhu Leopards with a 10-6 lead over the East Coast Bay's Barracudas. 9 minutes to play here in what shapes as a pretty important match for this side of the group. And it's going to be the Leopards who kick off the tee. And away we go. Back underway. Va'ufaswanga gets us back. And it's into touch. That's a fantastic kickoff there from the Leopards. They find touch and straight away they're onto the attack. Holani. Tommy V at dummy half. They fake the little runaround play. Setu 2 goes close. So the Leopards with a really good chance to put a bit of distance between themselves and the Barracudas on the scoreboard early in this second half. Halani's going to go close. They get there in numbers. Tupou finishes him off up top.
They're all set up out here on the left-hand edge, Corey.
And that is the way they go indeed. And they've got the numbers here. Dylan Uate sums it up beautifully. That is a try in the corner for the Otahuhu Leopards. We're just going to wait for confirmation because I did hear a whistle somewhere in there. But it looks like she's all good. So the Otahuhu Leopards strike early in the second half here. A try in the corner to the number 3, Rahiri Fitihira, who goes over out wide. But Troy, you highlighted Dylan Uate earlier in the game. A big lad playing in the middle of the park, but he's dangerous when he gets on the edge. He's got some skills as well.
Yeah, he keeps the defence guessing, and they're the players you want to have, you know, especially at the Sportsafe ARL Nines. It gives, you know, opportunities to put points on the board, and on a day like today when the heat starts to really warm up, you know, you get opportunities with the big guys around the ruck. Not that I'd know that. You know, that's where they start running at. And you've already seen some of the smaller guys in the other teams that were playing, you know, taking opportunities and scoring tries, you know, darting up from dummy half and putting points on the board.
Yeah, it's been a high-quality start to the day. You know, it hasn't been all about the little fellas, as Nines might suggest. We've seen the big boys having a day out as well, as Tupou fields that one nicely on the full. But we've been treated to some fantastic games as the season officially kicks off today, remembering the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership kicks off on April 7. We're counting down to that. Keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz for all your coverage of that competition. But in the meantime, we've got a game on our hands here at Stanmore Bay now as Barnett shifts the ball on to Leofo, who goes up over halfway. Tommy V involved in the tackle. And ball has come loose. That's great work there from the Leopards. Aggressive defence in the face, and they force the error just on halfway. Leofo is not happy about it, but that's the way she goes. Va'ufaswanga now. And here come the Leopards again. So the big boys now starting to make their mark on this one. Tavita Poisi. 45 metres out from the line. They go left. Dylan Uate. Uate shows, goes. Lovely work from the big man. 30 metres out from the line now, the Leopards. East Coast Bays, they've got to muscle up here. They've got to hold them out. You would think another try here is the game.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ackland's done wise on his rotating of the roster. You know, he's bringing them on and off at the right times.
Tommy V darts out of dummy half now. Nice play from the Leopards. They're going to go over in the corner, and that is a beautiful try. It's going to be finished by the number 6, Ethan Fariu, with a lovely touch from Rahiri Fitihira in there as well. So the Leopards, they're on fire. They're getting going. And Troy, you mentioned the use of the interchange. One thing that has really stood out for the Leopards, they always look fresh, and they seem to get the big boys on at the right times. Yeah,
I think it's one of John Ackland's key strength, being the head coach down there. You know, we spoke about them being a young team. They came back from the Crown Lift Trucks Sharman Cup. He's managed to keep a core group of them together, and a lot of them are getting rewarded this year in regards to, you know, having game time. But he's pretty clever in regards to how he's been rotating his team. Then, as you've said, mate, they've looked fresh a lot of the time. And, you know, halfway through this game, we were talking about their structure. They had great shape, even though they were under pressure with the defence, you know, and then they're always cool, calm and collected. So they're going to be a team to reckon with during 2018 in the SAS Fox.
So the kick is wide, and the score remains Otahuhu 18, East Coast Bay 6, with about 6 minutes remaining. Here at the Sportsafe ARL Nines, it's a high one. Tupou's going to have to get up for this one. It bounces, takes a horrible bounce for East Coast Bays, and scooped up by the Leopards. And when things are going your way, they tend to keep going your way. And for the Otahuhu now, they're well and truly on a roll here. Nuka Nuka into dummy half. Shifts play back to the middle. 2. Fitihira stands them up initially. They get their numbers through the Barracudas. Nuka Nuka goes down that left side again. Why wouldn't they? They've scored a couple of tries down there, have the Leopards. Found some real success. Fitihira shifts play on 2. Misses out 1, misses out 2. He's still going. He's still going. That is a lovely piece of play. That is individual brilliance there from Setu 2, who is going to dance his way over right under the black dot and extend the lead for the Otahuhu Leopards. That's going to take it out to 22-6 with a kick to come.
And we're there, and he's nailed that one as they head back towards the halfway mark. And we have another special guest that we'll catch up with at the break, and that is the Deputy Chairman of the Auckland Rugby League, the Board of Directors up there, Mr. Shane Price. And he's been down here watching some of the football go round, and it'll be nice to get a wee bit of insight from him, and also to catch up, see what's happening up there in the boardland.
So the Leopards returning now, and neither team in too much of a rush as the score sort of blows out a little bit here. High kickoff, fielded by the Barracudas.
Oh, he stepped everybody, hit go himself, burn.
Work there, and he's still going here. He's loose, and Tupou's going to get it now. He needs to stand him up. One-on-one chase, excellent cover defense there from the Otahuhu Leopards. Now they need to go right. They've got numbers advantage to the right if they can get the ball there in time. Instead, it's spilled and it breaks down.
That's a heartbreaker. Those are the ones that make the coaches end up with a few more years off their life.
And just on the East Coast Barracudas coaching situation, I believe Warwick Anderson has taken charge of the team. Father of Louis and Vinny, who people who have watched the NRL over the last few years would know well. Fraser Anderson as well, who played for the Cronulla Sharks. So a big shout out to the Anderson family. I think they're still mostly over in Europe there. The boys still playing, and got the whole family over there now, very much emerged in the European culture. So a big hello to the Anderson family if they are watching. Dad and his first outing as East Coast Bays coach this year.
Sharks to Barracudas, eh? And speaking of the Sharks, a legend played for Cronulla Sharks, and that would have been...
Does it rhyme with Kurt Sorensen?
There you go. Boom.
Setu plays at the line. Nice little bit of footwork there. Lovely bit of footwork actually from the Otahuhu number 7, Sean Motu-Moavai. Nuka Nuka hands it off. And the Leopards now really making some easy yardage through the middle of the park. Nuka Nuka right up against the Sportsafe bolsters. Short ball, it's going to be spilt. And the Barracudas scoop it up. The big fella probably not the man you want there in the broken field situation. Let's see if they can finish on a high here, the East Coast Bays. A couple of minutes to go. Davies nursing a bit of a knock there. Nuka Nuka involved in the tackle.
And when you're deep down inside the, well, they're well within the 20, it's a long way to go to get some points on the boards as you're grinding it out from inside.
And I think particularly when you're facing the size advantage East Coast Bays clearly are in this game, Troy, obviously.
Yeah.
Otahuhu certainly with the size advantage out there. Some big middle forwards as the ball comes loose. But it's not for a want of trying for the Barracudas. They have kept going, and we've seen them play some lovely rugby league throughout today. And they remain in the mix to play in those playoffs come later in the afternoon. But Otahuhu, well, they won the plate last year, and they're looking every bit like they could challenge for the top prize this year. Whitihira beats one, beats two, dancing his way through. They're tired bodies now they're running at. Motu Moavai stands up one, stands up two, wears a shot over the top by Corey Barnett.
I guess this is the level of fitness now we're starting to see unfold from the Otahuhu side, you know, well drilled.
Ball comes loose, scooped up. Motu Moavai. Whitihira heading back in now. They've got numbers out here on the left, and surely they execute here, which they will, and it's a try in the corner. Another one for Ethan Fariu. And in the end, the hot potato footy getting the better of the East Coast Bays Barracudas here. So that's going to do it for this game. We'll have a conversion to come, but it's a comfortable win for the Otahuhu Leopards, who continue their march towards the championship playoffs. Well, for the East Coast Bays, some food for thought, although let's do remember that the Otahuhu Leopards are a first division side, where East Coast Bays do play down in that second division. So a little bit of context for that one. We're now going to throw over to Troy, who's going to have a catch-up with Deputy Chair of the Auckland Rugby League Board, Shane Price.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to have you down here, Shane, and alongside, mate.